On this week's State Champs Esports show, we crown our 2021 Winter Overwatch champions. Thank you for joining us this week. I'm your host, Candace, and after months of planning and 5 weeks of intense competition, we finally have a winner of our Overwatch tournament. Congrats to Macomb, Dakota for reigning victorious over a Never Say Die squad from Detroit Catholic Central. We will map Dakota's road to success throughout the show, but first we must thank Lawrence Tech and Hungry Howie's for helping us bring the tournament to life. They also sponsor both this show and our new podcast, Gamers Unlimited. Now let's take a look at the 2 semifinal Overwatch matches from last weekend.
Let's take a look at the Overwatch highlights for the semifinals of our State Champs tournament. We have Melvindale taking on Detroit Catholic Central here, and watch this grab combo coming out from Melvindale. It would help them take an early lead on Lijiang, but on Kings Row, DCC would respond with a grab of their own, supported by a Transcendence, and help them tie the series up 1-1. Then on Hanamura, watch this big time hold on extra rounds from DCC, the Torp turret putting in work, and on Melvindale's defense we would see something similar. A massive tire from Junkrat would help make Hanamura a draw. All tied up on Junkertown. Look at this 5-man nade, setting up another Grav Dragons combo, this time from DCC, and it would go up 2-1. It would continue on Busan with a big time Earth Shatter to keep control of the point, and DCC goes up 3-1. Next map on Eichenwald, Melvindale looking to come back with another Junkrat. Well, this one right here gets 3 members of DCC, but in the end, it would not be enough. The Grav High Noon combo would once again help them secure the fight, and DCC would win the match 4 maps to 1. Here are some highlights from the semifinals match between Dakota and Loy Norix. First map, Loy Norix lands a huge shatter on Lijiang, and that would help them take the lead 1-0. Then on Kings Row, Dakota would answer back with some solid Rhyme play of their own, no shatter needed, and they tie the series up 1-1, and it would be all Dakota the rest of the way. They would go on to win the match 4 maps to 1 and head to the finals to face off against Detroit Catholic Central.
We'll wrap up our tournament highlights later in the show. Up first, we've got an exciting video featuring the virtual signing of Austin Jackson from Pioneer High School. He'll be playing for the inaugural Lawrence Tech Esports team in the fall of 2021.
Austin, you want to tell me a little bit about yourself?
I go to school at Pioneer High School in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
So who do you have with you next to you?
On my left, I have my mom, Dion, and then on my right, I have my grandma, Dorothea.
So what did you think of Austin telling you that he was joining the esports team at Lawrence Tech?
Personally, was thinking that I guess all those hours of staying up late playing video games, was a good idea after all.
Tell me about your experience with esports and what made you want to join the esports team here at LTU.
So my experience with esports, I've always loved competing in esports. I've always played with my friends in various different games, from Fortnite to 2K to any type of tournaments. I love playing games in any sort of fashion. What led me to joining Lawrence Tech's esports team is I figured, why not? I love playing esports, and I see that Lawrence Tech is, it's their first year of having an esports team. So I thought it wouldn't hurt, and next thing you know, I'm in a Zoom meeting getting interviewed, and now I'm on a Zoom meeting getting signed. So it all happened really fast, and I'm blessed to have the opportunity to.
What are you looking forward to most of all about joining a collegiate esports team?
What I'm really looking forward to is, developing my skills in all different sorts of games, having you as my coach, and also, just having, me being able to meet my teammates and, get in the hours practicing with my teammates. I feel like playing esports, it's all about the chemistry with your teammates, and I'm excited to build some chemistry and get to work with my teammates.
If you'd like to get an amazing education from one of Michigan's top universities while also helping to launch a new esports program, then head over to ltuathletics.com and recruit yourself by filling out a brief questionnaire.
Hey guys, Haris here. This week we're covering Hellish Quart, a physics sword-based fighting game.
Hellish Court released as early access on February 16th by the developing company Kobold. It had a bit of hype before its launch. I know I had my eyes on it for a while. It launched into a very positive fan base, and with what the game brings to the table, I can't say I blame them. The game has a loose story taking place in 17th century Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. So far, the story mode really only has an intro video between some characters, but Kobold has plans for a full story mode in their release schedule. I'm looking forward to it, as so far the voice acting and the character design is really, really good. They also stated that you'll get to fight against other types of enemies, so that's pretty exciting. The game is entirely built on physics-based models, so a strike of a blade or a fist will actually cause something to fly back in response. This ends up working so well with the fighting style of the game. It's designed to be easy to start, but hard to master. Each button attacks from a different angle and can be strung together for a combo. To block, you simply don't do anything. However, it's not guaranteed. Your character will try their best, but moving out of the way is always going to be better. The game is also realistic in the sense that you could probably die with one or two swings. Just one hit in the right spot, catching your opponent off guard, could potentially be instant death. Swinging wildly might have you win, but not before getting slashed across the face too, if you're not careful. The game is all about when to block, timing your swings in tandem with your enemies, and striking when the time is right. Getting a solid hit or striking it deep enough can result in some pretty brutal finishes. From finishing off someone by cutting their fighting arm, to getting them deep in the gut, slashing them across the neck or face, or even cutting off a limb or a head, knowing you can die in one strike really pushes the strategy of the game and also the tension when you're having a difficult battle. Currently, there is a practice mode, a regular fight, or survival. Personally, I play survival quite a bit. It's probably one of my favorite ones so far, as it's given you the most content. But there are plans for online fighting, but currently, if you want to play with friends, you have to set up remote play with a friend through Steam so they can play with you. Playing against random characters is a bit more of a hassle though. It involves having to download a third-party app to do so, which can be kind of excessive. There's quite a bit of different styles and characters with plans on releasing more in the future. Every character is designed with a culture in mind and has 3D scanned clothing put in. Hellish Court definitely has some interesting quirks, and the ability to play online is limited currently. But I think it's very much a diamond in the rough. There's a lot to enjoy here, and it's not too expensive. I'd say if you're willing to play something pretty quick, especially with the patience for it to develop into something bigger, pick it up. It's not super expensive. Otherwise, keep an eye on it and pick the game up when it's a little bit more developed, as I have a feeling it's going to be pretty big.
Now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Here's the epic championship showdown between Dakota and Detroit Catholic Central.
As we continue into our finals of our Overwatch tournament, we see Dakota face off against Detroit Catholic Central. The first set of games was Control, which ended in a victory for Dakota after a hard-fought win against DCC, with all but the last round going into overtime. Our second set was Escort, with Dakota winning after a quick back and forth in the first two rounds, but they were able to stop DCC in the third and successfully able to escort the payload in the fourth round. Our third round we had Assault, with Dakota winning after being able to capture 2 control points to DCC's 1.
They're the heroes of the teams today.
In our fourth game, we had a return to Escort, with DCC refusing to lose, getting 2 back-to-back wins, preventing Dakota from even moving the payload forward.
Another play of the game here from Reinhardt. He just won a big-time shatter.
In her second game of Control, DCC, not wanting to lose, fought back and was able to get a win with a 2-1 victory. DCC fought tooth and nail in our return to Assault, securing a win, again tying the match 3-3. For our final game, once again we would see Assault. After an extremely close game, Dakota was able to pull out a win and win the match 4-3 for our Overwatch tournament finals.
What this is here on the flank, unseen, and tons of value there, helping them cap.
What better way to wrap up our winter Overwatch season than with the winners from Dakota High School? Let's hear what they had to say about their outstanding season.
You know, for our team, I would say communication is probably our most important factor, because during our DCC game, our communication was a little shaky, and it showed in our scores and everything, but we started communicating, got to get some motivational like pep talks in there and bring everybody back together.
Our teacher, our coach kind of came in and gave us a pep talk after every map. He really hyped us up and helped us take a win. Going into the 7th map, it was like 12 o'clock at night. We were tired. We've been playing the game since like 2, warming up. And so we kind of got burnt out a little bit, but I'm like, come on guys, we got to rally back. That's kind of what we did. We rallied back in the end and came out on top.
Everybody on that team, we've all been friends since elementary school, middle school, so we know each other pretty well. My friend, Frothy Philly, he was a part of the old Overwatch team, and a few of them wanted to start a Valorant team, and he reached out to me because I'm more of like a tactical shooter kind of player, so he reached out to me and asked if I wanted to play. Started playing there, played a few Valorant tournaments, and then we slowly shifted over to Overwatch as well.
And then a couple years ago, I hit like one of the top 500 in Overwatch. I tried trying out for some pro teams and stuff. We didn't make it very far in a tournament, which was fine, but I got a lot of experience and competitive play from that.
Competitively, I started playing video games probably about a year and a half ago, and then for Dakota, roughly like 6-7 months ago.
Congratulations to all of the teams who competed in the semis and the finals. Everyone at State Champs Esports thanks them for their participation. We also have to thank Lawrence Tech and Hungry Howies for all of their support. Coming up next for us is our League of Legends tournament. So visit statechampsesports.net to register your team. Until next time, stay safe, have fun, and be excellent to one another.